What's good, my fellow subscribers? Today's story time is gonna be a bit of an interesting one. If you aren't a subscriber, please make sure to subscribe and hit the like button for more story times like this one. Without further ado, let's get to the story time. So this story mainly begins in my fourth block of the school day. The rest of the day was pretty normal and nothing too crazy happened. So the beginning of fourth block. Our teacher tells us that there might be a tornado that is going to hit our area either during fourth block or when school is over. Fourth block was the last block of the day, and if that was the case, everyone who was inside the school building or on school grounds would be taken inside one of the classrooms built for crazy weather like tornadoes. You could not leave the school until the alert of the tornado was over, meaning that you would be basically trapped even if school was over. I didn't think about it too much and I thought it would happen a couple hours after school. We were almost at the end of the school day, and by almost I mean almost like literally 10 minutes before the school day ended, and everyone ends up getting an alert on their phone about the tornado. Our teacher ends up taking us down to one of the classrooms as shelter. Well, I thought it was a good idea to sneak out of the school because I was not trying to get trapped there for God knows how long. Our teacher ended up going to the bathroom and he ends up telling us to go to the classroom and he would come after us. We were going down the stairs and I ended up thinking to myself if I should just walk out. And I did. I walked out of the school and I noticed that like 2 other people walked out right after me. I started speed walking to get out of school grounds and I ended up seeing like 7 other people getting to their cars or just walking out of school grounds like I was. I reached the stoplight and looked out and the sky was dark and it was so windy. I could even see behind me the school security vehicles just patrolling the area and looking for anyone they could take in. I immediately just walked the crosswalk and reached the other side, which was a church daycare. I was thinking of calling my mum to pick me up, but my ass ended up deciding to just fuck around. I ended up walking to Culver's, which was near the school, and just walked out with a pepper. I noticed that it started raining again and I decided to go to the park that was close to Culver's. I reached the park and I could see one other dude at the very end of the park. When I got closer I noticed that it was one of my homies that also ended up walking out. I was like, yo. And he turns around and sees me and we immediately ended up walking together. We decided to just chill by the back of the church, and by this point, the sirens started going off. They were so loud I could barely even hear. Apparently they extended the time of the shelter to like 4. It was like about 3:30 and we see the school resource officer at the stoplight and he is heading straight for the church. We see this and we immediately start bolting out of the church. We make it inside a neighborhood and decide by behind someone's house. To be honest, this really wasn't a good idea and we should have just ran further. We thought we were in the clear until we see someone walking toward us in the distance. Keep in mind that we couldn't make him out and our asses thought he was just a normal person. We didn't realize until he was in the street of the neighborhood we were in that he was the school resource officer. He starts yelling at us to follow him and head back inside the school or else we would get suspended. We start running again and we make it out of the neighborhood and go to a nearby gas station, and by this point, he already gave up chasing us and we were good. Or so we thought. The rest of the day was pretty chill and nothing serious happened to us in the tornado. But the next day at school was where we were officially cooked. It was a Friday and I didn't even get to make it to my first block. The second I stepped into the main hallway I was stopped by security and I was escorted to the office. I saw my homie in there and we started smiling at each other. I got taken straight into the principal's office and he just told me I was going to receive a lunch detention and that I was lucky that I didn't get suspended. Looking back, I was lucky to not get suspended since we literally ran from the school resource officer. He then started lecturing me about how it was very dangerous to sneak out of school during a tornado and how we would get arrested if we ran from the police. All in all, don't sneak out of your school during a tornado. It's just not worth it, and nothing really crazy happened when we snuck out besides us getting chased by the school resource officer. That is gonna be it for today's story time. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I really appreciate you guys for watching this video. Stay tuned for more story times coming in the near future.